Namaskar, I am Anubhav Ranjan and you are watching Ritam. Canada's disgraceful attempt to malign India has been thoroughly exposed with the release of a damning report by its own Foreign Interference Commission. The 123-page report has utterly failed to establish any definitive link between India and the killing of Sikh separatist terrorist Hardeep Singh Nijjar, making it clear that Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's reckless allegations were nothing more than a politically motivated smear campaign. Trudeau's credibility, already in shambles, took another hit as the findings of the report directly contradicted his dramatic claims from September 2023. At the time, he had irresponsibly declared that Canada possessed credible evidence of Indian involvement in Nijjar's killing in British Columbia. However, after months of diplomatic tensions and relentless anti-India propaganda, the Commission shamefully admitted that no definitive link to a foreign state could be proven. This blatant fabrication by Canada triggered an unnecessary diplomatic standoff, damaging its own international standing. Despite the lack of proof, the report absurdly attempted to shift the blame onto India by insinuating that New Delhi might have engaged in a disinformation campaign following Trudeau's baseless accusations. Such unfounded allegations only highlighted Canada's desperation to justify its reckless actions. Commissioner Marie-Josée Hogue, in her report titled Public Inquiry into Foreign Interference in Federal Electoral Processes and Democratic Institutions, acknowledged that disinformation is often used as a retaliatory tactic by foreign states. However, even within this context, the report could not substantiate its claims against India, making Trudeau's earlier statements appear even more laughable. India swiftly and decisively rejected Canada's disgraceful insinuations. The Ministry of External Affairs delivered a scathing response, exposing Ottawa's hypocrisy and its continued interference in India's internal affairs in a strongly worded statement. For years, New Delhi has been warning about Canada's role in providing a safe haven for anti-India separatists and criminal networks. Under the guise of freedom of expression, Sikh separatist extremists have been allowed to thrive on Canadian soil, openly calling for violence against India. While Trudeau's government feigns concern over foreign interference, it has actively nurtured an environment that fuels extremism and radicalization. The report went even further in its absurdity by claiming that India was the second most active country after China in interfering in Canada's electoral process. It alleged that New Delhi may have attempted to secretively provide financial aid to candidates during the 2021 poll, yet, like the rest of its baseless claims, it failed to provide any concrete proof. As part of its continued attempts to malign India, the report also accused New Delhi of influencing Canada's 8 lakh strong Sikh diaspora by promoting a pro-India and anti-Sikh separatist narrative. This outrageous claim conveniently ignores the fact that Sikh separatist extremism has been thriving under Trudeau's watch, posing a direct security threat to India. Instead of cracking down on separatist elements, Canada has shamelessly provided them with protection and legitimacy. Adding to its long list of diplomatic blunders, Canada has expelled 6 Indian diplomats in October 2024, labeling them as agents of a so-called campaign of violence. This followed Trudeau's reckless allegations and was met with a firm response from India, which expelled 6 Canadian diplomats in retaliation. New Delhi also summoned Canada's Charge of Affairs, Stuart Wheeler, to register its strong protest against Ottawa's baseless targeting of Indian officials. Despite clear warnings from India, Canada continues to allow pro-Sikh separatist extremists to flourish, interfering in India's sovereignty and security. The MEA has repeatedly pointed out how Canada has facilitated illegal migration, organized crime, and violent separatist movements, all while hypocritically crying foul over supposed foreign interference. On November 20, India firmly rejected Canadian media reports linking it to Nijjar killing, dismissing them as propaganda deserving of the contempt they deserve. The MEA reiterated that these false narratives only serve to further strain already damaged diplomatic ties, showing Canada's unwillingness to act in good faith. In its desperate attempt to cover up its own failures, Canada has engaged in an unwarranted witch hunt against India. However, the Foreign Interference Commission's own report has dismantled Trudeau's false narrative, leaving him humiliated on the global stage. While Ottawa continues to shield extremists and engage in selective outrage, it stands exposed as a nation that actively interferes in the internal affairs of others while failing to address its own glaring issues. Trudeau's reckless diplomacy has not only embarrassed Canada but has also weakened its credibility in the international community, further isolating his government. Jai Hind.